with us. I get started in just 1 second. Shalom. Check this out. Shalom, Elder Dabada. Shalom. I'm a market for you. You want me to start? No. Hey, so Shalom. All right, we're going to face the east. We're going to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Yakakadash. Honest be to the elect elders of the nation of Israel that do labor and teach the truth with all truth and in sincerity. Shalom to all you Akim on the highway and hedges, making your body a living sacrifice, according to Romans 12 and verse 1. Shalom to sincere believers, which consist of men and women. Shalom, Brakatham, and as always, Abba. All right, death to America, DTA. Okay, so ultimately, you know, there's a few things that I'm meditating in the spirit. I'm about to design, you know, be edifying. So we start with the book of Hosea, chapter 6, and verse 1.
Book of Hosea, chapter 6, verse 1, and it reads, Come, let us return unto Ha'adonai Yahweh, for he hath torn, and he will heal us. He has smitten, and he will bind us up.
All right, and returning unto Yahweh by Shema Shai, Bible Shai. Real quick, grab me John 8 and verse 32.
I'll let him stay there.
Okay, yep. But ultimately, it's coming back to what? Ultimately, shedding all this Babylonian weight, all right, and returning back to the knowledge, all right, and the pat agreement, the covenants of Yahweh by Yahweh Shai. Yep, you got it.
This is the book of John, Yachanan 8 and verse 32, and it reads, And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free.
All right, so, you know, ultimately, you can call that what, you know, stage number 1. So ultimately, we're free in what? Free in mind, all right? But ultimately, we're going to be free from, you know, literally being held captive by Esau. But first and foremost, starts off with the mind. You got it, wherever you go.
The book of 2 Chronicles, chapter 7, verse 14, and it reads, If my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves and pray, seek my face, and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven, and will forgive their sin, and will heal their land.
You got it.
God is going into a number of different things that us people as a nation have to do. To seek the face of Ha'adonai Yahweh, return from our wicked ways, repent from our wicked ways, and then the Lord will hear from heaven and he will forgive us from our sins.
Right? And Bible Shah, read Hosea 6 and 1 from the top once again.
The book of Hosea, chapter 6, verse 1, and it reads, Come, let us return unto Ha'adonai Yahweh. He have torn, and he will heal us. He has smitten, and he will bind us up.
All right, and we know that the Most High torn us by what? You know, by the curses. Bible Shah, grab from me Jeremiah 50 and verse 5. All right, Jeremiah 50 and verse 5. But ultimately, it turns by what? By the curses. By us breaking what? The pat agreement. Okay, the covenants. Deuteronomy 28, Leviticus 26. You know, that's Hebrew 101. Those are fundamental scriptures that we first read about when coming to the knowledge of us being what? Israelites.
Book of Jeremiah, chapter 50, verse 5, and it reads, They shall ask the way to Zion, the faces thitherward, saying, Come and let us join ourselves unto Ha'adonai Yahweh, and a perpetual covenant that shall not be forgotten.
All right, and ultimately that goes into what? Once again, coming back to you know, the knowledge of knowing who you are. Okay, being what? Awakened, being enlightened to knowing that you are what? Are an Israelite. Okay, and read that from me one more time, Bible Shah.
God's book of Jeremiah, chapter 50, verse 5, and it reads, They shall ask the way to Zion with their faces thitherward, saying, Come and let us join ourselves to Ha'adonai Yahweh, and a perpetual covenant that shall not be forgotten.
All right, that's not be forgotten. So go to Jeremiah 13 and start at verse 10, but verse 11 is the point. All right, so ultimately coming back what to cleaving unto Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. All right.
God, the book of Jeremiah, chapter 13, and we're going to start at verse 10, and it reads, "This evil people, which refuse to hear my words, which walk in the imagination of their heart, and walk after other gods, to serve them, and to worship them, shall even be as this girdle, which is good for nothing." This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 13, verse 11, and it reads, "For as the girdle cleaveth to the loins of a man, so have I caused to cleave unto me the whole house of Israel."
All right, and that's the point. Real quick. So ultimately, the whole nation of Israel is supposed to be what cleaving unto Yahweh Bashem Al Shai. But right now, who's coming back to seeking Yahweh Bashem Al Shai and cleaving unto him? That would be who? The elect.
And the whole house of Judah said, "Ha Adonai Yahweh, that they might be unto me a people for a name and for a praise and for a glory that they would not hear."
Okay, but ultimately, a lot of us will not hear. But right now, we call what already.
Tom,
that's the book of Hosea 6. Where you left off there.
Book of Hosea, chapter 6, verse 2, and it reads, "After 2 days, when he will revive us, and the third day he will raise us up, and we shall live in his sight."
All right. Ultimately, we are what? We are in that third day now. We ultimately have to be, because you see what the prophets on the highway in Hedges prophesied. Okay, and that's a sign that this man's empire, right, is ultimately what crumbling. Okay, seeing this, seeing the prophet on the highways and the hedges, declaring that he's going to what captivity, telling our peoples, repent or perish. All right, so on, so on.
Come, the book of Hosea, chapter 6.
Read 2 again about Trump.
Book of Hosea, chapter 6, verse 2, and it reads, "After 2 days, will he revive us, and the third day he will raise us up, and we shall live in his sight."
Yep, and Bible Shah, let's go to the book of Sirach 11, and let's start at verse 1. Okay, but ultimately it's going to what? The knowledge. Okay, being what? Being revived. Those dry bones that were spoken about in the book of Ezekiel, chapter 37. Okay, when the Most High asked Ezekiel, "Can these dry bones live?" Ultimately, when you wander out the way of understanding, you remain in the congregation of the dead. Loosely paraphrasing. All right.
Come, the book of Sirach, chapter 11, verse 1, and it reads, "Wisdom lifted up the head of him that is the loaded of a low degree, and maketh him to sit among great men." The men not John. The book of Sirach, chapter 11, verse 1, and it reads, "Wisdom lifted up the head of a man, of him that is of low degree, and maketh him to sit among great men."
All right, and that's ultimately us being what? Revived. All right, once again, we was what? Those dry bones. Elder, keep look at the book of Proverbs where it just says one out of the way congregation, Proverbs 21. Yep, so ultimately, we was what? Like unto what? Being dead. Okay, not knowing who we were. All right, we were dry as hell. Now that the Most High has what? Has raised up a few. Okay.
Yep. This is Proverbs 21 and verse 16. Proverbs 21, verse 16, and it reads, "The man that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead."
Shall remain in the congregation of the dead. So ultimately, we what? Once again, like unto what? Being dead. Now we've been what? Revived. All right, that breath has been put right back, on a select few.
I got to put precept too. It's going along with what's being talked about. This is Hosea. It's Hosea 3, and start at verse 4. It says, "For the children of Israel, Yasha'Allah, shall abide many days without a king and without a prince," and we're in that time now still, "and without a sacrifice and without an image," because we don't actually fall under the Levitical priesthood anymore.
Right.
It says, "and without an ephod and without a teraphim." Verse 5, "Afterwards shall the children of Israel, Yasha'Allah, return," which the brother speaking about being revived or returning by way of the truth. "Afterwards shall the children of Israel return, and no other nation or people have returned, but the Most High speaking." That's who's returned. "And seek the Lord Yahweh their power, and David Dawadah their king," and says, "and shall fear the Lord Yahweh and his goodness in the latter days." So this is what you will see in the last days before the coming of Yahweh Shah. It's another indicator of the last days. So this is, you see that we've returned. seeking for the Lord Yahweh, and it says, and David our king, which ultimately, before we're out of here, at some point between now and the chariots, and King David is going to be manifest, but the elect are going to be manifest underneath our king, King David.
Yep. That's right here. Con. Book of Sirach, chapter 11, verse 2, it reads, commend not a man for his beauty, neither abhor a man for his outward appearance. The bee is little among such as fly, and her fruit is the chief of sweet things.
All right, so a bee is looked at as what? Being what? Very small, but, but ultimately what comes from it? Honey. All right, so, so ultimately, that represents what, the power of it, right?
Con. The book of Sirach, chapter 11, verse 4, it reads, boast not of thy clothing and raiment, and exalt not thyself in the day of honor. For the works of Ha-Adawan are wonderful, and his works among men are hidden. Gone. Many kings have sat down upon the ground.
Many kings have been what? Pretty much abased. All right, we go to the book of Deuteronomy 28, and it says that what? Ultimately that that our kings are going to stay with us. All right, but keep on.
Gone. A one that was never thought of have worn the crown. Many mighty men have been greatly disgraced, and the honorable delivered into the other man's hands.
All right, but so read a latter part where it says many men have worn the crown.
Nah, this is the book of Sirach, chapter 11, verse 5, and it reads, many kings have sat down among the ground, and one that is never thought of have worn the crown.
Okay, so and then ultimately, is anyone looking for a particular people like us to ultimately come and rule? All right, but the Most High says that what definitely 1 Corinthians 1. Okay, whoever, right? Where it says that he bring the foolish things to confound to confound the wise.
Yep.
Okay. So ultimately, we will liken unto what those babes, all right, or the foolish things of this world, right? Ultimately, why? Because we ain't go to what a pristine college, okay, and we're not looked at as much.
This is 1 Corinthians 1, and I'll start here. 1 Corinthians 1. I'll start around about 17. Yeah, 17. 1 Corinthians 1, and verse. I'll start at 17. It says, "For the anointed Hamashiach sent me not to baptize, but to preach the gospel, not with wisdom of words, lest the cross of Hamashiach, the anointed, should be made of none effect. For the preaching of the cross is to them that perish foolishness, but unto us which are saved it is the power of the Most High. For it is written, I will destroy the wisdom of the wise, I will bring to nothing the understanding of the prudent." Now I'll go ahead and jump down. Verse 21. "For after that, in the wisdom of God, the world by wisdom knew not God. It pleased the Most High God by the foolishness of preaching to save them that believe."
Yep. And let me grab it in NLT. 1 Corinthians 1 and verse 21. Since Adonai Yahweh in his wisdom saw to it that the world would never know him through human wisdom, he had used our foolish preaching to save those who believe. All right, because ultimately, being on the highways and the hedges, being out here in different, climates of the weather, it may look foolish unto a carnal man, to a carnal man or carnal mindset, right? But ultimately, we know that it's a reward for that, man. Okay.
Yep. And that's a perfect example of what the brother said.
Yep.
This guy here, Osa, whatever his last name is, he says this is a perfect example of him speaking about our people, all from the Holy Scriptures that enslaved their ancestors. Shaking my hand. So you see, now of our people have the wisdom of the Bible. That's a perfect example.
That's right.
Right? Trying to imply that the Scriptures is actually the reason why our people, that this, if I'm understanding them correctly, that this is why we're enslaved now. Well, no, the Most High told us why we would go into captivity, because we turned away from serving him. We broke the mapatazah in the Hebrew, which is the covenant. So for breaking the mapatazah, we broke the agreement. It's like breaching a contract. Well, if you breach the contract, in the contract of fine print, it tells you what will happen if you breach the contract. So the stipulations for breaching the contract that the Most High gave us, which is the covenant, was that we would go into slavery. That's how this works, right? The Most High is a man of his word, so if he did put us in slavery, that means that what he told Moses going all the way back 3,500 to 4,000 years ago, roughly,
Yep.
That would mean that the Most High is a liar if he wouldn't have put us in the slavery. Because the Israelites continuously, he begged and pleaded with his people. It wasn't like it was this time or that time. Continuously turned away and went and served the other nations and the other gods.
Yeah.
So the Most High was bound by his word. And so he's like, you know what? I have no choice. Like you read in Judges, 10 chapters.
Yep.
Right? He lists all the nations he delivered us from. He said, I delivered you from all these different nations, and you still go back to serve it. It's the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, and real quick, I'm gonna grab some for that. You can grab one. You got 2 Corinthians 4. You know, just you know, ultimately, 2 Corinthians 4, start verse 1. All right. Corinthians 4 and start verse 1.
This is the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 4, verse 1, and it reads,
No.
Therefore, seeing we have this ministry, as we have received mercy, we faint not. But we have renounced the hidden things of dishonesty, not walking in craftiness, nor handling the word of the power deceitfully, but by manifestation of the truth, commending ourselves to every man's conscience in the sight of the power.
I'm reading the NLT real quick.
Yeah.
It said, we reject all shameful deeds and underhanded method. We don't try to trick anyone or distort the word of the out of one Yahweh. Ultimately, we teach His word in truth and in sincerity, whether you want to hear it or not. All right, it's going to come out. Go ahead. Hold on, so like you can just we tell the truth before the one Yahweh, and all who are honest know this. Okay.
God. Book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 4, verse 3, it reads, But if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost.
That are lost. That pretty much breaks itself down. All right. Ultimately, if the Most High has not, chosen you, right, or to receive this knowledge, then ultimately you're just gonna be out there, man. You're gonna be astray. Okay.
Part of the tiny verse of the head.
Yeah.
The book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 4, verse 5, it reads, For we preach not ourselves, but Hamashiach Yahushua Ha'adawan, and ourselves your servants for Yahushua's sake. For the power who commanded the light to shine out of the darkness have shined in our hearts, to give the light of the knowledge of the glory of the power in the face of Yahushua Hamashiach. The book of 2 Corinthians.
I'm reading NLT real quick. It says, Satan, who is the god of this world, has blinded the minds, NLT, have blinded the minds of those who don't believe. All right, ultimately, if you're doing anything that's averse to out of one Yahweh, out of one Yahweh, all right, what Yahweh Shai, ultimately, you are in league, with Satan, man, which means what, adversary. It said the glorious light of the, and it reads, Satan, who is the god of this world, has blinded the minds of those who don't believe. They are unable to see the glorious light of the good news, which is what which is the gospel, right? Because once again, the Most High has pretty much gave you over to your lust. Okay, you are giving it into what this world. They don't understand this message about the glory of Hamashiach, who is the exact likeness of outer one Yahweh. All right, because ultimately they are what the Heavenly Father and the Son are in total agreement. Okay,
I got 2 quick ones to go with that.
Yep.
The reason why our people start with 2/3, 66.6%. That's the math. Yeah, I'm just gonna let you keep rolling. I'm just gonna add to you. It's the reason why them being lost, they've been given over to Satan. Now, I'm gonna show them with 2 precepts here. I got 2. The first one, matter of fact, now I'm gonna have a mop get it. I'm gonna have you hold the second one. Hold for me, Matthew 4, and we'll start from the top. And I'm gonna get this one first. Bro. 2 Corinthians.
Hey, bro. Ariel, Shalom.
I'm just gonna add something to him. And I'm gonna get this one in 2 Corinthians 11. It's the reason why our people are lost and why the earth is in darkness and gross darkness of people. It's an actual reason, and the scriptures make it clear. Here we go. This is 2 Corinthians, the 11th chapter. 2 Corinthians 11, and I'll go to the point, verse 4. It says, For if he that cometh preaches another Yahweh Shai, whom we have not preached, which would be the guy with the stringy hair and the blue eyes, that would be another anointed one. Another, that wouldn't be Yahweh Shai, right? It says Jesus here, we know the Lord's name is Yahweh Shai. So if one coming preaching someone other than Yahweh Shai, you would know, because you would know the iconography behind it, the image of the people, actually the spirit The spirit that we come in with Yahweh Shai is not the spirit of Jesus Christ. They're two total different spirits. Because Jesus Christ says you can be a homosexual, you can be a weirdo,
Right.
you can be whatever you want to be. Right? You could be in a murder, gang, whatever. He got his arms wide open, and you can just run back to him. He's just waiting for you to come back to him. Yahweh Shai said, get in line or get put down. Yahweh Shai said, bring them hither that don't want to serve me, and I'm going to slay them before me. That's what Yahweh Shai said. So there's two total different spirits with the understanding of who the Son of God is in the earth. So it would be for the believers to have the discernment to see, to know what spirit is which. Only through the Holy Spirit, that I was thinking about it earlier, can you access the understanding to know. Or you just going to be confused. So the reason why there's a lot of confusion in the world is because our people and the people of the world, 2/3 of our people, the people of the world, have been given over to Satan. And we at one time were given over to Satan too. But the light of the glorious gospel shined, and like on the movie Get Out, when the light flashed on Buddy, and he woke up, but he was still so damn asleep. He was like, no. He was bleeding out his nose, and he fought with the fact he was coming back to who he was. When we heard that the Spirit of the Lord had to be on us to actually keep us in the right mind, instead of saying, man, I love my family, man. I love Christmas dinner, man. I love being able to, I love Thanksgiving, man. I love 4th of July, man. We free, ain't we? Independence Day and all that kind of stuff. Then the major holiday that came that really threw people is when they gave niggas Juneteenth. That really blows. Every year out here Juneteenth, they go crazy. They be wearing all the little Pan-African and flags saying that they free and all of this, and it's crazy. How are you free when you're in captivity? Through. How are you free when you're in captivity? Right? She agreed. See? How can you be free when you're in captivity? When you subject to payments? How can you be free when Esau got his foot in your ass constantly? Right? He's squeezing your ass like lemon juice, getting all the drops about you, taxing the shit out you. That's called usury. That's wicked. Right. He's a demon. How can you be free when you're under a demon, a no-limit demon, like who's constantly showing you that ultimately he don't give a damn about you, or your God, or the Bible. In God we trust, right? Let me finish it off. 2 Corinthians 11:4, for if he that cometh preacheth another Yahweh Shai, I would say when you read the Bible, they ain't preaching the God of the Bible and the Son. That would be another Yahweh Shai. Whom we have not preached. You can't go back in the Bible where the apostles were being called nigger, black, and nigger, where you Google the Apostle Paul right now. Google the Apostle Paul, and you're going to see a white dude. Put in the 10 Commandments.
I'll do it.
Put in the 10 Commandments, and you're going to see a white dude that's supposed to be playing Moses, named Charleston Heston. How, Sway? How? How is that possible? Moses was a dark-skinned, melanated man.
And they got the Egyptians white.
They got the Egyptians white, too.
And my
How is that possible? How can Esau be everybody but the Edomite? How? How is it possible that he can be everybody but the Edomite? How? How can so-called Jesus Christ, who the Bible says had woolly hair, like this brother got woolly hair? We all really got woolly hair. Woolly hair and dark skin. How can he be white? But that shows you how asleep our people are, the Israelites, that they don't even have the mental fortitude to say, you know what? It's probably something to that, because that's actually makes sense. It actually makes sense that couldn't be true. How? How is it possible? Any prophet you go to Google and put him in there, it's going to show a white guy. I don't care if it's Ezekiel. I don't care who he is. It's going to show a white dude. Right? The Apostle Paul was from the tribe of Benjamin. He was a dark-skinned man. He was actually mistaken for an Egyptian in the Bible, who were melanated people. So how could it be? That would be another Yahweh Shai, would it not be? Yes. Let me finish that off. 2 Corinthians 11, once again, 2 Corinthians 11:4, it says, for if he that cometh preacheth another Yahweh Shai whom we have not preached, or if you receive another spirit which ye have not received, it says, or another gospel which ye have not accepted, ye might well bear with him. You might just go ahead and say, through captivity and slavery, you know what, man? I mean, it's just what it is, man. You know, you become a homeborn slave. Like it says Jeremiah 2:14. Then you just bear with it. You just say, well, I mean, then you say stupid stuff like this. Well, God don't see color. Color doesn't matter. God loves everybody. You say things like this that's so idiotic because the Bible cuts all of it. Then when the scriptures come out, people like that get offended because they hear the word, and they don't want to hear the word because they've already believed the lie. See how we're talking about why the deception is there. Right? It all makes sense. Read that for me. We add to the brother. We'll give it back to him.
The book of Matthew, chapter 4, verse 1, and it reads,
Yep.
And when Yahushua led up the spirit into the wilderness to be tempted of the devil, and we had fasted 40 days and 40 nights, he was afterward a hungered. He was the tempter, came to him.
Shaitan, Satan. Right? The spiritual demon came to him. Now you got Satan on the earth, which is Esau, which our people have a hard time actually accepting that. Right? Because they love Esau. So by nature, there's something called there you go. I took it out of my mouth. Which is love for your oppressors, which is natural, that over time you grow an affection for your oppressors.
Yeah.
Even though they could have raped you, murdered you, killed your kids, or whatever.
Trauma response.
There you go. And it's something in the world called trauma bonding. Yep. Where two people that go through hardship, they come together and they accept each other because they just have been through hardship after hardship after hardship. They just say, you know what? Yeah. That's just what it is. Maybe that's God's will that I just have to be a slave forever. So that's heavy. Go ahead.
Come. The book of Matthew, chapter 4, verse 3, and it reads, And when the tempter came to him, he said, That thou be the son of the power.
This is what Satan told Yahushua. He said, if you are truly the son of God,
command that these stones be made bread.
He said, well, if you're the son of God, then you really got some immense power, because the son of God, man, it said that he will be the savior, that he ultimately will come back in this time in perfection, and that he ultimately will be the sacrifice for sins. So you would have an immense amount of power, more power than any man that ever would have been on the earth. So he said, surely you could take these two stones and make them bread, right? Right. Because I mean, you taking a few loaves of bread and made 10,000 people, a few fish and done that. You raised people from the dead. You healed the sick. You gave sight to the blind. You've done all these things. So surely you can do that. Go ahead.
But he answered and said, it is written, man. It's like it's written, man shall not live by bread alone.
Yeah, that's what Yahushua said to Shaitan. Go ahead.
But by every word that proceeded out of the mouth of Yahweh.
He said we supposed to live by the words of truth, which is found in the scriptures. Go ahead.
Then the devil taken him up into the holy city and settled him on the pinnacle of the temple.
This is what Satan did. He went and showed Yahushua, look, this is what I got to add to what we giving the brother. We giving right back to him. 1 second. This is what I have. I got the kingdoms of the world. That's in my possession. I'm here in the earth. When the Most High asked Satan, when he came in the book of Job before the other angels, he said, where have you been? He said, roaming to and fro in the earth. So Satan's dominion is here on the earth. Right? Right. So he actually got power here on earth. The brother wrote the scripture earlier. Satan had blinded the minds of them. That came to mind. Go ahead.
Book of Matthew, chapter 4, verse 6, and it reads, And said unto him, Thou be the son of the power.
If you really are the son of God,
cast thyself down, where it is written, He shall give his angels charge concerning thee, and their hands shall bear thee up.
Yep, that's what found in the book of Psalms, the 91st chapter. Go ahead.
Lest at any time thou dash thy foot against a stone. And Yahushua said unto him, It is written again, Thou shalt not tempt Ha'adawan Yahweh thy power. Again, the devil taking him up into an exceedingly high mountain, and shewed him all kingdoms of the world and the glory of them. The book of Matthew, chapter 4, verse 9, and it reads,
here goes the point.
And saith unto him, All these things will I give thee.
I'll give you everything that you can see, everything that's on the earth, all the kingdoms, all the rulership, all the glory. You see, what Satan's job was to deceive. Going back to Esau in the garden, the same spirit. Right. But Yahushua had already had that. He was in full knowledge that he already had that before. See, he had that in Solomon. He wasn't here for all the glory. He wasn't here for the money, clothes, and the hoes. That's all the nigga knows. Right, to party like a rock star. Yeah. Yahushua, what he did that in Solomon. Read Ecclesiastes. Just read the book of Ecclesiastes. Solomon said in the second chapter, there wasn't nothing he didn't put his eye on that he didn't have. He had the baddest women. He had over 1,000. And these wasn't no 4s and 5s.
Nah, they weren't 4 to 5.
These wasn't no half dimes. You know what I'm saying? These was the baddest. When it says Zidonians going to the Hamites, and they talked about the Edomites, he had the baddest.
He had the baddest Edomites.
You better believe he had the baddest. And how do we know that? Because Solomon, there were ships that would come over here to America, talking about Ophir, every 3 years and come back bringing gold and all these different exotic things from all over the world, but from here to the Americas. And he had certain trees and certain wood and certain animals that were from all kind of different places. So you mean to tell me he gonna have exotic things, but he ultimately ain't gonna have the baddest and best women? Mm-hmm. So Solomon had it all. So when Satan presented that to him, it was a no-brainer. He was like, Yahweh was like, hell no, I don't want that. Go ahead.
It's safe unto him all these things will I give thee.
I'll give you everything. Go ahead.
If that will fall down and worship me.
If you just fall down and worship me. And that goes on all the time when you hear about niggas in Hollywood selling their souls.
Casting couch.
There you go. You see? All the things these niggas, all the abominable things that Jake's, and I say niggas, I mean Jake, men and women. Like it's this whole Diddy thing going on right now, right? Parties. Everybody's like, oh man, this is crazy. And Cassie, well, guess what? Cassie was complicit with a lot of this.
Yes.
She was, that nigga Diddy is a demon. Did he do it? Yeah, he's a demon. Yeah. A real live demon in the flesh. But she was complicit with it because the lifestyle and all of that, hey, there you go. People are willing to do. They're willing to go to Hollywood and get bent over because people are weird. People are demonic. They're willing to do anything for $1. Right? Yeah. People are willing to do anything for $1. They'll do anything for some fame. What's that the Migos song? They do anything for clout. That's how people are.
Say clout's a hell of a drug.
There you go. That's like the new currency, the new money. You finish it off, you get right back to you.
John, the book of Matthew chapter 4 verse 10 of the reads. Then said Yahweh shine to him, get thee hence, Shaitan.
Yep.
For it is written that thou shalt worship the one Yahweh thy power, and him only.
You're supposed to worship the Lord Yahweh thy power and him only. By extension, his son. Because his son is being praised in the heavens, and we got to go through him to get to the Father. So Yahweh to the greatest extent, and then Yahweh Shah. That's it.
Yeah.
Go ahead. You ain't supposed to worship nobody else. Matter of fact, that was pretty good. So that shows that Satan is running this earth while the people are blinded, going back to what the brother brought out a little bit ago. Right? You got it.
Yeah. So, ultimately, matter of fact, speaking kind of switch up. Let's go to the book of Revelation chapter 6.
I got you.
Let's start at verse 1 and we read on down. Because ultimately, okay. Like the elder was saying, Satan is ultimately, running the earth. All right, and using the actual physical counterpart of that, which is Esau Edom. All right, but not just Esau Edom. Always got to make sure you say the Ish peoples, Amalek, because those are the top Edomites. They're all really in control of everything.
Yep. Right? The top demons on earth.
Top demons, man.
Revelation 6. Yep. And the title of this here, my sword, is the Lamb opens 6 seals. Yep. Revelation 6 in verse 1 it says, and I saw when the Lamb opened one of the seals, and I heard, as it were, the noise of thunder, one of the 4 beasts saying, come and see. And I saw, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat on him, it says, had a bow, and a crown was given unto him, and he went forth, conquering and to conquer.
Give me Revelation 11. All right, so ultimately those crowns go into what? The takedown of these heathen, rulerships. All right, this white horse goes into what, ultimately Yahweh shot. All right, with that chariot.
Yep.
And give me that word for should be crowns in the book of Revelation. Is it 11?
Yep. So brother's getting that. Like the brother's saying, those that white horse is pure power. Yahweh Shah, who the world calls Christ, is coming back to the earth in pure power. That's the white horse is there. Not a literal white horse. Yep. But that's pure power. White is symbolic of purity, and then those chariots is a force beyond human comprehension. People that see them now, and all the people in the government, they can't make sense of what it really is. They speak about it in terms of saying that it's 1,000 years ahead of technology right now. So imagine how technology is now, and think about, if you could in your mind, what it would be in 1,000 years. That's what they say about the chip. So that's what Yahweh Shah is coming back in. You got it. Yeah. Yep.
All right, and real quick, many crowns, once again, it goes to what, takedown, all right, of number 1, America, where it says, Idumea, what's that, Isaiah 63?
Yep.
All right, you got something, brother?
I got the word for crown.
Yeah, you can grab that.
Strong's G 1238. Diadema.
A diadem, a blue band marked with white, which Persian kings used to bind on a turban or a tiara, a kingly ornament for the head and the crown.
Yep. Bible chart, Revelation 19, verse 12.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 19, verse 12, and it reads, his eyes were as a flame of fire, and his heads were many crowns.
All right, real quick, this is Yahweh Shai. Now the eyes, going to what the flame of fire there, that really goes back to, you go to the book of Genesis 49 where it says, right from what the wine.
Okay.
Yep.
God. And he had a name written that no man knew but he himself. And he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood, and his name is called the Word of the Power.
The word of the power. All right, and that name that no one knew but he himself, talking about what his rank. Okay.
This is Genesis 49:12 going into the eyes. It says his eyes shall be red with wine, and his teeth white with milk.
All right, and that Bible shot real quick. I gotta grab it. Go to the blue letter on that white with milk. So we go to that white with milk. That milk ultimately goes to pretty much like an abundance. All right. Look at Genesis 49. Yep. Ultimately, we go to that milk. It goes to what like an abundance. So ultimately, the blessings. All right. Everything belongs to Yahweh Shai and the joint heirs, the 144,000.
God. This is the book Genesis chapter 49 verse 12. His eyes shall bring it up.
Yeah, on the milk real quick.
God.
It should say abundance.
Strong's H2461. Chalav.
Milk, sour milk, cheese, milk, abundance of the land, white as milk.
Yep. So once again, abundance of the land, because ultimately, the whole earth belongs to who? Yahweh Shai. All right. As it says in the book of Matthew chapter 6 and verse 9. All right. Your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Okay. So what about verse 6?
This is the book of Revelation, back in Revelation 6, and verse 2. And I saw and behold a white horse, and he that sat upon him had a bow, and a crown was given unto him, and he went forth conquering and to conquer. And when he had opened the second seal, I heard the second beast say, Come and see. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword.
All right, and that red goes to who? Esau, Edom. All right, brother, finna grab in the book of Genesis 25 and verse 25.
God. Book of Genesis chapter 25 verse 25, and it reads, and the first came out red, all over like a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob. And Isaac was 80 years old when she bare them.
All right. So the main point was that ultimately when it says that red horse goes to what? A power. Okay. So ultimately that's speaking about who? Esau, Edom. Starting off with what? Amalek. Because the Most High Self said what? I will war with Amalek from generation to generation. Okay.
God.
This is Revelation 6 and verse 5. It says, and when he had opened the third seal, I heard the third beast say, Come and see. And I beheld, and lo, a black horse, and he that sat upon him had a pair of balances in his hand.
All right, and this ultimately goes to what? The captivity. All right, the captivity of the so-called Negroes, Native Americans, and Hispanics. All right. Matter of fact, real quick, can you grab for me on the blue letter the word for should be balances. Right, that particular word that pretty much goes into what our repression. Yeah. Revelation 6 and verse 5. Yep. All right, then go to what? The captivity or the so-called niggas named Hispanics.
A yoke that is put on a drought cattle, metaphor used for any burden or bondage, as that of slavery, of troublesome laws imposed on one, the Mosaic laws, hence the name and transfer to the commandments of Mashiach, as to contrast them with commandments of the Pharisees, which were a vitable yoke, yet even Mashiach's commands must be submitted to, though easier to keep.
Yep, so ultimately, the main point was what? A yoke and bondage. All right, once again, bringing that pact agreement, ultimately, when, what we start off with, right? Going to what? Captivity there on 28 and verse Leviticus 26, man. Okay?
Yep. So it said black. So reading that again before I bring this line this up. This is precept that goes with that. Going back to Revelation 6 chapter. Yep. I'll read it again, make sure I line it up there. This is Revelation 6 and verse 5. It says, and when he had opened the third seal, I heard the third beast say, come and see. And I beheld, and lo, a black horse, and he that sat upon him had a pair of balances in his hands. So those speaking about showing that was going into Israel going into captivity. Now here in Jeremiah 14, in verse 2, it says, Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languish. It says, they are black unto the ground, and the cry of Jerusalem is gone up. What are people? Why is it speaking about them crying out? Because this would be them also symbolic of being in captivity, right? Because it spoke about it being black. Now, that black horse, now, you go into black, it just goes into to be dark skin. It's also the word Quadar, H6937, in Jeremiah 14:2 for the word black. And it says to mourn, to be dark, to darken, to cause to mourn, to grow dark. So another part of that is, yeah, our people were melanated, people, but also this is going into them being in great mourning. And that was because of the captivity. That's why it says a black horse, and that's also attributed to that also is death, evil, all things that are sinister. That was what the Most High gave our people, right? Because he turned against them. He became an enemy when you read Lamentations, the second chapter. You know how that. Yep. Should we go back to that? Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. So we keep going. Or, no. Yeah. So that's what it is. Is that the children of Israel? Matter of fact, you had any more? No, I'm good. Matter of fact, the children of Israel. Give me anybody. Hold a couple of them. Give me a few quick to the mind. This kind of goes in line. Zechariah 8 and 12 should be. We'll start there. Zechariah 8 and 12. What you call is over here too, right. Zechariah is Zechariah 8 and 12.
The book of Zechariah, chapter 8, verse 12, and it reads, For the seed shall be prosperous, the vine shall give her fruit, and the ground shall give her increase, and the heavens shall give their due, and I will cause the remnant of the people to possess all these things.
So I will cause the remnant of of this people to possess all these things. Let's find out who the remnant of the people are. Give me the 9th chapter of Amos. Start at verse 10. And the Lord said he's going to cause the remnant of this people to possess all these things. Well, ultimately what's coming to the children of Israel is for being in mourning, being in slavery, we just read about, being in captivity perpetually. What's coming is that the recompense is coming to the nations, which is the promises to the children of Israel. So the remnant of this people, which Lord willing we pray with that number, are going to be the ones that's going to possess all these things. So start with the remnant, which is the elect. You got it, Akia. Yeah, let's start at verse 10. Amos 9 and 10.
This is the book of Amos, chapter 9, verse 10, that reads, All the sinners of my people shall die by the sword.
But on the other hand, the Most High said all his people that won't repent, they're going to die by the what?
By the sword.
You're going to die a terrible death here in Babylon, or the ultimate sword is going to consume you, which is the missiles.
God.
Go ahead.
Which say the evil shall not overtake nor prevent us.
This is the reason why, it's because you're pride. You're so damn proud, you think that the men of the Lord are going to be out here reading the words of God, the Most High, Yahweh, and his son Yahweh Shai, and it ain't going to happen. So you don't think that it's going to happen. You believe the Most High is on your level, on the human level. He already foresaid and foretold what was going to happen. And we've been witnessing all the things he said is going to happen. So what will be any different now? He took down every nation, but Esau somehow is going to juke the Most High. Right? He gonna hit the Most High with a hezzy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he gonna hit him with the Heisman. Yeah. He gonna Travis Hunter the Most High. Go ahead.
John. And that day while I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen.
That's what you're witnessing now, the tabernacle of David that is fallen. The house of David, that's the tabernacle. Right? He gonna bring them back together. We're being resurrected. We started off with that, the brother was speaking about it, starting to cap off, going into the fact that we will be revived. We will come back to life. Go ahead.
And close up the breaches thereof.
And that means the northern and southern kingdoms coming back together, the elect. Now, the 2/3 are actually going to unite too in wickedness to deal with Esau in the time of Jacob's trouble.
Gone.
Right, when the race wars come. Go ahead.
And I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as the days of old.
Yeah, so it's, the house of David is coming back as in the days of old. Now here goes the point.
Gone. The book of Amos, chapter 9, verse 12, and it reads, that they may possess the remnant of Edom.
Hold up. That they may do what?
Possess the remnant of Edom.
And we just read in Zechariah 8, it says in 12, that the remnant of this people will possess all things. So it says that they may possess the remnant of who again?
Of Edom.
And then what's going to happen when the house of David is fully erected back together, right underneath our king, and then in our Lord of Lord, Kings of Kings return, we're going to come back out the chariots, Lord willing, we have that number. The remnant are going to establish that, the first fruits, and we're going to possess the remnant of the Edomites, starting with the Edomites, right? The dusty crackers today. Go ahead.
Gone. And all the heathen, which are called by my name.
And all who else?
All the heathen, which are called by my name.
Now you see it lists Edom. It says we're going to possess the remnant of Edom first. Now why would it do that? Because when you go to Psalm the 83rd chapter, Edom was the first nation that's mentioned and who was complicit in putting us in captivity. So see how the Most High does all things decently in order? Esau was listed as the first nation, the main one that said, yeah, I'm with putting the Israelites in captivity. He was the one, he was the focal point. He was the one that went to the other nations. Yeah, we got to go ahead. Hey, I got the plan. This is how we need to deal with the Israelites. Let's go ahead and sell them, and the ones that's over there in the New World, we got something for them too, right? So Esau was the main culprit. So right here, the Most High list, Esau, he said we're going to possess the remnant of Edom, and then he says the rest of the heathen, right? See, that's how the Most High works, through the Spirit. You about to break something?
Yeah. H line it up. Bible shop, you read that letter once again?
I got you up. Book of Amos, chapter 9, verse 12, and it reads, that they may possess the remnant of Edom, and all of the heathen which are called by my name, save Ha'adon Yahweh that you with this.
Right. All right. So real quick, this is the book of Genesis 22 and verse 15, but the point is verse 17. And the angel of the Yahweh called unto Abraham out of heaven the second time, and said, by myself have I sworn, said the Yahweh, for because thou hast done this thing, and hast not withheld thy son, thy only son, that in blessing I will bless thee, and in multiply I will multiply thy seed as the stars of the heaven, and as the sand which is upon the seashore. And thy seed shall possess the gates of his enemies. All right. So ultimately, you know what? Us conquering, we go to what, you know, in NLT, and also possessing what, you know, the heathens and the lands, man. Okay. Having what? Rulership. Right.
That's what Psalm 110 chapter is all about, right? Is that Yahweh Shai is going to come back and be victorious, and the elect are going to rule with him. It says he lifted up his head and none was with him. Yep. Meaning the rulers of this world, of this realm, they don't have nothing for Yahweh Shai. They don't have nothing. He's gonna beat the people to power. I always say, like Mortal Kombat, it's gonna be a flawless victory, like Mortal Kombat. They ain't gonna have a scratch on it. So the power that the Elohim underneath the Yahweh Shai is coming with is something that the universe ain't never known.
Ain't never seen. Yeah.
And that's what's about to happen.
God.
Good, beautiful. I think that was it on that. That was good on that.
Yeah.
Give me Psalm 2 and 8.
Gotcha.
Psalm 2. So it's talking about the remnant. So this one's coming to the remnant, those that actually endure and believe. The Lord said that those that are small and great, you know, those that fear his name, the prophets, the believers, he talks about all these, that's that group, the 1/3. So that's all you believing brothers and sisters, all of you matter.
Right.
Don't give a damn about what nobody, how they feel, or, you know, certain people try to make a thing to try to diminish others. And it don't mean, then elect is what this is about. And if you're an Israelite, you've returned to this knowledge and this truth, and you believe, then you gotta punch his chance. You gotta fight his chance to make it out of here.
Yeah.
So you should be actually taking advantage of that, right? As opposed to squandering a golden ticket.
Come.
You gotta opt out.
Come, this is the book of Psalms chapter 2, verse 8, and it reads,
Here we go.
Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession.
Break that down, brother. You got
Come. He said, Ask of me, and shall give thee heathen for thine inheritance. For our inheritance, we gonna get them heathen. That includes the Edomites. We're gonna have them as slaves. You're gonna be slaves. There's like the one precept of Revelation 13:10. Those who put in captivity shall go into captivity. Now it's their time to go to captivity. And if we go to Joel 3 and go like the 3 to 8, that goes into the fact that we're gonna be selling the Edomites and these other heathen nations, children and them to each other. So that's what I'm saying. I'm gonna pull out Joel chapter 2 though.
Yep, there you go. There you go. We'll just keep rolling with it. You start from the top if you want to. That's a good place to go. We'll eat off that.
The book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 1, and it reads, "For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again captivity of Judah and Jerusalem." Now he's talking about the captivity, he's talking about freeing us from the captivity that we are now, which is Babylon the Great.
I'm ready for you real quick in NLT. It said, at the time of those events, says Yahweh, when I restore the prosperity of Judah and Jerusalem. You know, ultimately, like the brother was saying, you know, ultimately being what? Free, all right? All tribes.
God, I will also gather all nations and will bring them down to the valley of Jehoshaphat and will lead them, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Yashar'Alah, whom they have scattered among the nations and part of my land.
Yep.
Now is that going to bring them into the valley, bring them into that valley for that war? That world war, they're going to bring all the nations together.
Yep.
In the Middle East, they're going to end up fighting.
Yep.
And they that have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for an harlot, and sold a girl for wine, that they might drink, yea, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre, is it done?
Yep.
And all the coasts of Palestine, will ye render me recompense? And if ye recompense me swiftly and speedily, will I return your recompense upon your own head. Essentially what the people of the world say will go around, come around. And when they say, you're going to do something, what you get back in turn will be 10 times worse. So what they did to us is coming back to them 10 times worse. Now, granted, it's going to be done in righteousness, but what they did to us, they're going to come back to them. Like the one piece that says they're going to make them drink the wine, but they're going to drink the dregs of it. The sweet, not the sweet part of the wine, but the bitter and nasty part of the wine. They're going to be drinking their own fornication. The book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 5. Because ye have taken my silver and my gold, which is referring to Yashar'Alah, because we are like gems of the Lord. We are silver and your gold. And we have carried into your temples and my goodly pleasant things. The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem, which going into the 12 tribes, have ye sold unto the Grecians, and that ye may remove them far from the borders, going into like the transatlantic slave trade, or going into the Assyrian slave trade, or taking the natives here, taking them to the Caribbeans, and taking us far from our borders, right? Behold, I will raise them out of the place whither ye have sold them. This is why we're being raised out of them. This is why you see all these camps in Babylon. We were sold here. We're coming back together. We've been broken up here. There's camps in the Caribbean. There's camps all over the place, right? Yep. Especially the ones that we were sold to. And will return your recompense upon your own head. Again, double down on that fact that what they did is coming to them. And I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hand of the children of Judah, and they shall sell them to the Chaldeans, to the people afar off, for how I don't want Yahweh has spoken it. That right there is the point of the whole thing we're going for, going to the fact that he's going to sell these heathens into slavery. He's going into slavery.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, but, ultimately you have made a point about drinking the dregs.
Yep. Yeah, you can bring that.
Yeah,
I gotta go come out.
Yeah, this is the book of Psalm 75. We start verse 7. Where verse 8 is the point, and it reads, "But Adonai Yahweh is the judge. He put it down one and set it up another." All right. For in the hand of the Yahweh there is a cup. Yeah, there is a cup, and the wine is red. It is full of mixture, and he pour out the same. But the dregs thereof, all the wicked of the earth, shall wring them out and drink them.
Don, can you read the part again where it says he sets the basis?
You talking about verse 7?
So the
Yep. Psalm 75 verse 7. But Adonai Yahweh is the judge. He put it down one and set it up another.
Like the one piece of that he set the basis upon head of earth. Right now, that's talking about Esau. But the Lord is in charge of all that, right? Like as a man's going to the Lord, it's about to come a point where the Lord is going to flip it. We're going to be back in our spot. We are leading and we are ruling the world as the first word.
Verse 8 once again. For in the hand of the Yahweh there is a cup, and the wine is red. It is full of mixture, and he pour out the same. But the dregs thereof, all the wicked of the earth shall rain them out and drink them.
God, it's like we were talking about earlier when the Lord brought out a couple times in the book of Joel, chapter 3, the recompense be returned on their head. And that's that recompense. That dregs is that bitter, nasty stuff of the wine. And also, too, if you also go throughout the precepts, the fornication and that stuff that the Babylon puts out is also referred to wine. They're going to drink what they put out here, but it's going to be 10 times worse. But again, done the righteousness.
Yep. And I got a precept one behind it in Lamentations, right, which is written by the prophet Jeremiah. He was lamenting. This is what Jeremiah said concerning Esau in the last days. And I want y'all to see it here. I'm gonna put it on each camera. This is what the title is. Let me see if I can get it in there. Yeah, there it is. The impending doom of Edom. The impending doom of Edom. We'll hold it there for about 5 seconds. The impending doom of Edom. This is what the title is here. The Edom's impending doom. So the impending doom of Edom. So this is what the prophet Jeremiah was telling us to add to the brother. Here you go. Lamentations 4 and verse 21. It says, "Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwelleth in the lands of Uz. The cup also," we just read about the cup, right? Yep. "The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken," and it says, "and shall make thyself naked." Yep, I'll read it again. This is Lamentations 4 and 21. "Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwelleth in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken and shalt make thyself naked."
God, that the cup that you be drunken could refer back to that wine with the dregs, right? Now, but when it says to be naked, is you see now, especially now, it's happening in a large sense where people are starting to call America, aka Babylon the Great, on their bullshit. They're trying to see for who they are. So they say naked, they're being exposed. They're being exposed for the wicked people that they truly are.
Yep. Verse 22. "The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sin."
God. Now right there is first that first part of the precept is going into the fact that Yahweh is telling the daughter of Zion, which is referring to the 12 tribes, that we will not go into captivity henceforth. Once this is the last captivity, but once this is over, we won't be in captivity ever again, because we have the commandments written in our heart. We'll be a righteous nation again, and we'll be led by Yahweh Shai. We'll be following Yahweh Shai. We'll be ruling the world once again. Now that latter part is going to the fact again, quadrupling down, just doubling down on that recompense being returned onto the Edomites and the heathen. For what they did to us is now come to them. So now their sins are being visited, and they're going to get their judgment.
Yep. And it tells us in 2 Thessalonians 1 and 6, it's a righteous thing with the Most High God to recompense tribulation of those in trouble. So that's righteous in the sight of the Most High. Unlike what men think. Men, you'll see people, Edomites and people of the world will hear this and say, "Well, I don't think it's fair," or whatever. Well, it was fair when we went into captivity. But it's okay if we go into captivity. Let bygones be bygones. That was a long time ago. This is the stuff you hear.
I'm not going to say I'll say that for them.
Yeah.
You see how they act now with the Nado plantation.
Right.
It's just caught flames, and you see all these old Edomites saying, "Man, this history, and I can't believe this, and I'm gonna miss it." They take pride in that evil stuff that they did to us, man.
They do take pride in it, bro. They take great pride in it. Matter of fact, let's double down on that. Because Esau, this is Esau's swan song. That means this is it. This is all he got, man. And this shit raggedy as hell. Give me Revelation 13 and 10. This is Babylon raggedy as hell.
Yeah, it's raggedy, man.
That's why it's known as the. Give me real quick, because you got something.
Give me that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I'm fast as hell.
Yeah,
the water bucket.
Nah,
give me Isaiah 24 and the one. You can bring yours right after. You can bring yours first, my mom. But it's Isaiah 24. It should be 10, I think. I got you. City of Confusion broken down. Yep, somewhere around here.
Revelation 13.
Yeah. We're going greatest hits tour for Esau.
It's a book of Revelation chapter 13, verse 10, and it reads, "He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints."
Yep, the believers are actually waiting for this. Patiently waiting for Esau's ass to go into slavery. Right? And for Yahweh Shai to return and wreak havoc on earth. The believers are waiting. We believe, we know it's going to happen. Because the words of the Most High are undefeated. Meaning prophecy is undefeated. You can't outdo prophecy. That's why this is the #1 selling book on the planet every year, and that's why this is the most controversial book on the planet.
Yeah.
The Holy Scriptures with the Apocryphal books. So this is gonna happen. That's why people want to come against it and try to have some sort of, well, I mean, yeah, the Bible does have a lot of history. No, the Bible is the truth.
Yeah.
That's it. Point blank, period. You know what I'm saying?
Like last night, ultimately, like we're chopping up about how we saw Moabite trying to, read the scripture and trying to understand and look lost as hell.
Me and the brothers getting something to eat.
Get something to eat.
Dude had the Bible with him, a Moabite that was in the military, had his military uniform on.
The Bible,
3, 4 in the morning, 5,
Yeah,
whatever.
it's early in the morning.
And the dude was like sitting there, reading the Bible, and it just was crazy.
And it was funny. He was like wiping his forehead.
Yeah.
He was looking all confused.
He was really like trying to get into
He was
it.
trying to get into it. He was trying.
But none of the wicked's gonna understand.
Yeah.
It's not for you, Moabite.
It won't reside in the malicious soul.
No, it won't. Because you don't drink that Jesus juice so much that you people like, there's no way you can receive something this pure. If you've been drinking the Jesus juice like that, you're not righteous. Most of our people that's been drinking the Jesus juice can't get it.
They can't get it.
They spit out because it don't taste like the Jesus juice. You see what I'm saying? And Jesus juice is sweet, boy.
It's sweet,
You know what I'm
man.
saying?
I got a precept for you brought out.
Yeah, you got it.
Yep.
The book of Numbers, chapter 35, verse 33. So ye shall not pollute the land where ye are, for blood it defiled the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it. One of my favorite precepts is going to the fact that, just like we said earlier in Revelation 13:10, there's that killed with a sword, must be killed with a sword. Come back to here, so much blood on this land. The only way we can cleanse this land is by shedding the blood of the people that shed our blood. The Edomites.
Yep. That's the only way it would be fair in the sight of the Most High. That was double down on that, one of my favorites. Jeremiah 30:16 and 17. We'll start at 16. So, like, that's the only way that it could be righteous in the sight of the Most High. I've been giving you brothers solid shalom just because the word's been going out. Shalom to our brother Nathan. Shadow thy wings. Yahweh Shabbat to the brother Malak La'a. And to the brother Yahweh and all the rest of you brothers that y'all know. And the brother Hananya. Yahweh Shabbat. All you brothers. Yakamalia. All you brothers. You know?
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 30, verse 16, and it reads, therefore are they that devour, these shall be devoured.
All those that put you into slavery, they got to be put into slavery. Ain't that what that what Revelation 13:10 was all about?
Yep.
He that leave into captivity shall go into captivity. So why don't they talk about that in the church? Why don't they talk about that captivity and slavery is about to return? Hopefully Isaiah 14, starting at about 3. Go ahead.
And all thine adversaries.
All your enemies, your adversaries, all those that are adverse. Esau is the most adverse of all because he's the wicked. Go ahead, he's Shaitan, he's the devil.
Every one of them.
Showing you that reincarnation is in the scriptures, because how can every single one of those people actually get this fate? Because every single one of those people are going to come back in slavery. What?
Every one of them shall go into captivity, and they shall spoil thee. And they that spoil thee shall be a spoil.
Now those who destroyed you, now they got to be destroyed.
And all that prey upon thee will I give for a prey.
Yeah, so we was the prey. The Hunger Games was on us. Now the spiritual Hunger Games going to be on you.
Yep.
Now you're going to have to go be running out in the woods, fearing for your life. Now you're going to be the prey. You're going to be preyed upon. Now you're going to get picked apart. Now your children are going to get sold into slavery. Right? Now we're going to take your women. And do what we want to with them. Right? That's why the scriptures say, ask of me really early and I'll give you the heathen from thine inheritance. So with the heathen being our inheritance, meaning they're going to belong to us, our possession. So we're going to take the spoils and all the things that you have, right? And even these nations being given their land, all the resources going to come back to us. All the goodly, pleasant things is going to be with us. It's going to be in New Jerusalem.
Yeah.
The heathen ain't going to be trippy and living his best life.
No.
Like how you see now, you might see somebody in any nation riding around in Ferraris, jet set and shit. They got yachts. No, that's going to be us. They ain't going to be living like that. Right? We're going to be living our best life. Go ahead.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 30, verse 17, and it reads, for I will restore health unto thee.
I mean, you're going to be back to your right mind because Jacob is definitely not in his right mind. Right? When you out here, you among these people, right, you see it, you're like, damn. When we use the word, we don't abuse it. We ain't being over righteous, over wise, over wicked. When you see it, you see how simple and how destroyed Jake is. You realize they don't have their right mind. That means you don't have health. Health and wellness starts in your mind, not just your body. Your body can be 100% intact, but if your mind is gone, the hell with your body. Go ahead.
And I will heal thee of thy wounds, saying power on Yahweh.
And what was the wounds? The wounds was given from slavery. Let's show that. Read that again. Let's show what the wounds are.
Done.
Right. Let's get into these wounds before we get to that next precept. I'm gonna get the wounds. Yep. Isaiah the 1st chapter.
Isaiah 1st. Okay,
Done.
Yep. Starting at the 2nd verse. Go ahead.
Yep.
And I will heal thee of thy wounds, saying power on Yahweh.
Yep.
Because that thy called thee an outcast, saying, this is Zion, no man seeketh after.
Yeah. No. This is Zion, who no man seeketh after. The brother bring that precept. I'm paraphrasing.
Yep.
In Zephaniah the 1st chapter, or excuse me, Zephaniah 2, it tells us that our people were known as a nation. Come and gather yourselves together, O nation, not Zion. So no man seeketh after. Israel's an afterthought. They ain't nobody. Matter of fact, people act like the Israelites don't exist no more.
Yeah.
They be like, oh yeah. Sometimes they're like, well, you heard about you ask them sometimes, you know about the 12 tribes? They're like, you talking about the lost tribes? They typically will say things like that because they'll be like, or they'll be like, well, I never heard of it. That's the proof.
Yeah.
Most Israelites, you say that too. They definitely don't know. Sometimes Esau got a little, sometimes some of the other nations do. Like some of them damn dirty Ishmaelites will come up and they'll be on some shit. They'll know a little something every now and again. They'll know enough to know that they ain't the children of Israel, or they'll know enough to know that, hey, ultimately, you're talking about the God's people. Because in their book, it tells you about how the Most High favors God's people, his people.
Yeah.
In their book.
Yeah.
So that shows you that you ain't shit. If in your book,
Yeah, so much.
if in your book, God is saying he favored the children of Israel. Damn. Ain't that something?
Yeah.
Right. It's the craziest thing.
There's no way around it, man.
There's no way around it. It's just like seeing a simple nigga like Farrakhan, smart but dumb as hell.
Yeah.
Seeing niggas like him and old Umar Johnson, he on this black thing, this Afrocentric thing.
No snow
being
bunnies.
Africans, no study, no bunnies and all that.
Yeah, he
but you see a nigga that's so smart but dumb, all the guys like that, like Farrakhan directly is always talking about the children of Israel. Right? So it doesn't make sense that he's praying to another God. Well, no. The God of the children of Israel is the Hebrew God. He the only God. See? Boom. So health. Right. You got it, Isaiah first. We'll get that one first.
Yeah, this is the book of Isaiah chapter 1, verse 2.
We'll start 2. Yes, sir.
Hear, O heavens, and give ear, O earth, for the Yahweh has spoken.
Now, the Lord, it says, O heavens, and give ear, O earth. Mm-hmm. Well, you have the prophets throughout the earth, but let's say you might have a prophet in every single land, in every single place, for everybody here. So that's through the internet. Psalm the 19th chapter is how the earth and the heavens, everything is the word is going forth from the firmament, right? From the heavens. So that's them satellites up there, that World Wide Web that's sitting in those beams, where it could be somebody from anywhere in the world that could jump on one of those channels through that World Wide Web, through the beam. Right, that web is actually catching people, and bringing them in. That's bringing demons in too, but the demons are gonna get eradicated. All the roaches is gonna get raided. Go ahead.
Yep. Hear, O heavens, and give ear, O earth.
Yeah. So the word going out. Right.
For the Yahweh has spoken. I have nursed and brought up children.
The children of Israel are his children. He don't give a damn about nobody else's children. Right? The children of the other nations. He don't care about them. They have their purpose, like everything has its purpose. Yeah. Just like a cockroach got its purpose. Just like the cockroaches of the water. The crabs and crawfish and all that. The mudfish and all that. Everything got its purpose. Right? But that ain't clean to the Most High. But it has a purpose. The heathen got a purpose. To serve us as slavery. Go ahead.
Continue.
And they gonna do it with a smile on their face. You gonna do it and be happy. They gonna be happy. You ever go in and see Moab, you go get your feet done or whatever. But they love it.
They love it, man.
They love it.
Wash spot.
You see what I'm saying? I got a little Moab person like that. Man, she loved doing it. She said, hey big man, come on, ready to get yeah. You know what I'm saying? Feet all in her face and shit, toe jam. You know what I'm saying? She going crazy. You see what I'm saying? She love it, man. They love it. So that how much more in the kingdom? Man, they're gonna be honored. They're gonna be honored to do stuff like that, man. Man, it's gonna be a great honor. You see what I'm saying? Come on. The Bible says that they're gonna be giving the hand of their children over to them. Hey, okay. We appreciate it. Go ahead.
Yep. Spoken, I have nursed and brought up children, and they have rebelled against me.
Children of Israel are rebellious as hell. Go ahead. They've rebelled. He brought them up, took care of them, gave them the truth, protected them, gave them the land of Canaan, which is Israel. And now what is Jake doing? Walking around on demon time. Just look like they're up to no good all the time. Go ahead. Just look like it. Just look like, damn, man. Like these He don't want to be around them niggas like this.
And then you get mad when someone across the street.
Yeah.
Like I see what Esau across the street.
Yeah.
Like, bro, like how can you blame him?
Scared.
Goddamn. You a monster.
If you out late enough, you see a bunch of YNs, you gotta be thinking. You gotta be like, shit, I gotta make sure I'm careful.
I got some homies, but I said we were teenagers. I started getting nervous.
Yeah. You see too many of them because you see them, you like,
they squeeze on.
yeah, it's like, niggas do be running around with ski masks.
Now it be 90 degrees outside. They got a ski mask on.
You gonna get a room full of niggas?
Yeah.
Like, come on, bro.
Come on, man. And when you're around niggas, you see them in that environment, you like, oh hell no, I know this is not where I'm supposed to be at.
Yeah.
You know immediately. You know what I'm saying?
It's our joke, but like they spirit just dead, man.
You're like, no, this spirit, I ain't supposed to be around these types of spirits.
And we stand out when you're amongst them too.
You do.
Like, it look at you a little bit funny.
Yeah, kind of like, yeah. What's wrong with these dudes?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
The ox knoweth his owner.
Hey, shalom to our brother Milcom out to the missiles. Good to see you. To see that brother more and more. Yahweh Shira Shah Brakatah, brother.
The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass is master crib.
Two animals that are not known for intelligence. Go ahead.
But Israel doth not know.
But the Israelites don't know.
My people doth not consider.
But two animals that are not very intelligible, they know who they belong to. But the Israelites, they got no clue. Go ahead.
A sinful nation, a people laden with iniquity.
That's what Israel is. A bunch of wicked demons. That's why we read it earlier. All the sinners of my people gonna die by the sword. Most High don't got time no more for these games. This second Ezra is 15, and we're gonna read from 4 to 8. Right? You can keep going.
Yep. A sinful nation.
That's what you Israelites are. A sinful, wicked, demonic nation.
A people laden with iniquity.
You are late, meaning you are burdened with sin. Go ahead.
A seed of evildoers.
Our children are seed of evildoers. That's why it says that Jake is like a wild bull on the net at the head of all the corners, like uncontrollable, out of control. Now they're more wicked than who the Most High set up to be the wicked of the earth, which is Esau. They're more wicked than Esau now. When you look at their deeds, Esau wicked as hell. But now Jake done mastered wickedness, right? Iniquity. Jake has mastered sin. When you look at how our people do wickedness, it's at a whole nother level. It's at a whole, you go like, damn. Look, niggas is proud and flamboyant, moles, like it's the most craziest thing.
Like when Jake become gay, like he take it to another level, you know what I'm saying?
Like a whole nother level. Jake make it a culture. The whole drag, when you see it on TV, it just make
crazy, man.
They made it made money, it capitalized and made it a multi-million, if not billion-dollar industry off the mole culture.
Wow.
It's crazy. But it's headed by Jake. You don't see Esau in the forefront. It's Jake in the forefront of that, man. Right? Because Jake got the salt of the earth. So wickedness, the nigga he's still the salt of the earth, just in a demonic way. And all you can do is just look away. We was talking about that nigga Diddy. These types of niggas, they wicked. Go ahead.
A people laden with iniquity.
Yep, that's the children of Israel.
Yep. A seed of evildoers.
You Israelites are wicked as hell. And all of us have been just completely bugged out and demonic.
Right.
Unless we come back to the truth. Now coming back to the faith allows us to go through the process of healing. The brother read the precept earlier. The Lord said he will restore health unto. That's how you start going through the process of healing. And that's not something that happens right away. You just jump in and sit. Right. It's a continuum. You got to continue to put the ointment on. You can't just take the ointment and be like, shit, after about a little bit, like, oh, I think I'm good.
I'm good to go now.
No. Bro, you sick. We all sick as hell. We got to continue to put the ointment on. Go ahead.
God. A little bit more. Yep. They said they are corruptors. They have forsaken the Yahweh. They have provoked the Holy One of Israel.
That's what makes you corrupt, because you forsook the Most High. That made you corrupt in his eyes. That made you a crook. You forsook me. Why aren't you going to turn your back on me, the Most High said? That makes your ass corrupt. That makes you wicked. What?
They have provoked the Holy One of Israel to anger. They are going away backwards.
They're going away backwards. We almost at the point.
Why should you be stricken anymore?
Why should the Most High keep giving your ass more and more lashes? Why should he continue to have you in captivity? Now they got comfortable with captivity.
Right.
Now they want to stay in captivity. The Most High like, nah, I said this is going to happen. We're here now. Yahweh Shah got to come back. Because niggas done got comfortable here. They okay with being here. They don't mind it too much. You got niggas in captivity talking about generational wealth.
That's wild.
Like niggas is like, yeah, well, I mean, hey, this is it. I mean, Pastor Pork Chop ain't, Bishop Bacon ain't giving you no understanding about what's going on. So it's like, he's telling you, about prosperity. He's telling you that's what it's really about. They teach you the prosperity doctrine. Well, shit, that's what I need to be with.
Yeah.
You know, they like the hell with trying to, come back and do what the most I say. I need to be getting on prosperity and hand down what I can to the next, to my children and to their children. That's never going to happen. It's never going to happen like that. You see? So even the ones that are prominent amongst our people that got that mindset and actually got some level of substance, the Most High gonna take that shit from them, and they gonna be last in the kingdom, and the ones that suffer are gonna be first.
Yep.
That's how the Most High was. You about to say something, King?
Yeah, and you even got Jake in the circumcision, right? I believe called like HOI, with Chief Ephraim speaking about building,
Communities
in Atlanta.
Yeah.
At all places.
In Sodom and Gomorrah bill.
In Atlanta, at all places.
Now Babylon is a whole, but
Yeah.
damn, that's the epicenter. That is Sodom and Gomorrah reincarnated. Like, damn, if it ain't there, I don't know where it would be.
That one sit alone, like you just stand there and you liable to see anything.
Yeah, it's like damn.
Goddamn.
Like these niggas is a different type of nastiness.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Called
When you
dirty
see
stuff.
Saucy Santana and a nigga like that, when you see these types of things, all right, this done went too far. I always say it's a science experiment on niggas that went too far. It gotta end, man. Where would it? We ain't got much time left here. Where would it go if we had many more generations? It would just get to a place where it just would be the norm.
Yeah. Fucking degeneracy.
It would be.
It's already a whole bunch of degeneracy.
It would be. It would be. It's a sick place, man.
Yeah.
Sick place. You got it?
Yep. Why should you be screaming anymore? You will revolt more and more.
Yep. You're gonna get more and more wicked. You're gonna revolt more and more. Right? All you're gonna do is go to a worse and worse state. Go ahead.
The whole head is sick.
That's Israel as a whole. Our people are sick. They're polluted. They're filthy. Go ahead.
And the whole heart faint.
Their mind they done lost it. They done lost it. Go ahead.
From the sole of the foot, even to the head.
All the tribes, you name them. All the 12 tribes, from the top to the bottom. Or as they say deep down south, from the rudder to the tudor. Right? From the rudder to the tudor, all of it. Go ahead.
From the sole of the foot, even to the head, there is no soundness.
Ain't no soundness in the Israelites. Go ahead.
In it, but wounds and bruises.
That's what's in our people. That's the point. Wounds and bruises.
And purifying sores.
Yeah, and the putrefying sores. Meaning, it's like having a nasty wound that's open that won't heal. A putrefying sore. Go ahead.
They have not been closed, neither bound up, neither mollified with ointment.
Yeah, you haven't been given the ointment, but you got to apply the truth and continue to live in that way. That's the only way you start the process of being healed. That comes back through understanding, through having faith again, through having righteous works. That's the only way you can do that. You can't do that by trying to figure it out on your own and trying to be something in Babylon in the world or get a bunch of businesses or whatever. Not that that's all together a sin. Taking care of yourself and doing what you got to do or doing good to yourself, that's a good thing. But when your mind is just stayed upon that and not stayed upon the word and the truth, then that's when that is the opposite. It's like something good that's turned into something bad. Okay, I mean, eating something sweet ain't bad, but if you eat something sweet all the time, then you're going to get sick. Right? So it's like a balance. That is on the back burner. This should be in the forefront. But if it's not, then you just go suffer the judgment. The Most High have. Do you have another one that was on? Or you got something? Yeah, bring it out. Bring it out.
The book of 2nd Hedges, chapter 15, verse 4, and it reads,
Hey, shalom to the brother.
all
You
the
want a thumb?
unfaithful
Shalom a
shall
lot.
die in the
Right, thumb in your
unfaithful.
household.
That's plain. Everybody who is unfaithful to the Most High,
Shalom.
you're going to die because you're unfaithful to the Most High, meaning because you don't want to serve Him. If you don't want to serve Him, that means you're unfaithful.
God,
Right? Go ahead.
behold, saith Adawan, I will bring plagues upon the world, and the sword, famine, death, and destruction.
Yep.
For the wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth.
That's the reason why the Most High got to destroy this. Because it's made the whole earth corrupt. Because you get from these Psalm Micah 2:10. Yep. So wickedness have exceedingly done what?
Have exceedingly polluted the whole earth.
Everything is polluted. That's why the food, the air, everything, the water, they can hardly find no damn fresh water nowhere. Right? Everything is polluted.
God.
The people, all of the philosophies is polluted. Esau, right? Everything that he's done, the massive disaster, is polluted the whole earth. He done went and tore down a lot of the rainforests around the world. Now, in a lot of these places, I've been here for 15 years. This place around here look totally different. Used to be deer running around my house. You can't find none of that. Used to be 2 or 3, 4 subdivisions on my road, 2 or 3 apartment complexes. Now it's like 11 and like 13. It's nothing there.
Yeah.
You can't find them. Now they're knocking down all the trees and acting as if it don't matter. That's why you see people constantly always have a lot of sinus problems and allergies.
Right.
Now you see a lot of people growing up. I don't remember people having allergies like that. Now everybody has allergies, or a lot of people. That's a problem. Why? Because the bees, there's a shortage of bees. Brothers speak about the bees earlier, made me think of that.
Yeah.
Talk about how small the bee is, how important it is. You look it up, the bees, there's a shortage of bees by the billions on the earth. Right? So that shortage of bees is one of the main reasons why people are having more problems with allergies. Because what do the bees do? They go and pollinate the trees, right? So if you got less bees doing that causes more problems with the trees not being pollinated, and then guess what you have? You got problems with the air, because then the trees are what purify the air. You see what I'm saying? So now it's just a whole quagmire, which means a state of confusion on the earth. Everything is out of order because Esau. Go ahead.
John, the book is 2nd Hedges, chapter 15, verse 6. No, verse 5, and it reads, "Behold, say Yahweh the One, I will bring plagues upon the world, sword, famine, death, and destruction.
Yep.
For wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled.
Yep.
Therefore, say Yahweh the One, I will hold my tongue no more.
Here goes the point.
As touching your
The
wickedness."
Most High ain't gonna just say he gonna do something and just sell you a wolf ticket, but then at the end say, I was just bullshitting. I was just joshing, man. You know how somebody like, I just wanted to see if I can get you. No. He ain't gonna hold his tongue no more concerning what he said he was gonna do. Go ahead.
"Which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves.
Yep.
Behold, the innocent and the righteous blood crieth unto me,
The children of Israel are crying out unto the Most High, the elect. What?
and the souls of the just complain continually."
And that's daily going up. That cry is going up. And those are the spiritual realm that are back there. They're crying out. Go ahead.
God, the book of 2nd Hedges, chapter 15, verse 9, and it reads, "And therefore, saith Yahweh the One, I will surely avenge them and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them."
That's right. You're going to receive all the innocent blood from among them. All that was done to the children of Israel. Right? All that was done in the Americas. Which is why he's going to have Babylon be destroyed. Because this place is so filthy and polluted. The brother read it earlier. Numbers 35 and 33. You know, that the land can't be healed but by the blood of it. That's why this place has got to be completely melted. Because you can never make it right for what you have done. What you demon Edomite, you demonic Israelite, demonic Edomites have done. There's nothing that you can do to actually, the Lord saying, or you recompense me, I'll sing your recompense by your head. There's nothing that you can do to repay this. Like the shit you've done is too far. You don't went way beyond the point of no return. There's nothing you can do with things like that. But I can't accept nothing back from you. Like, what could you give me that will actually be fair, so to speak? Right? Nothing. I gotta nuke you, and then your leaks around the world are gonna be hidden out, which they're not gonna be here in Babylon. They know better than that. Or they're gonna be melted too. They're gonna be all Europe, all Australia, all the places. New Zealand's a new place where people buying bunkers by the boatloads. And, my man Zuckerberg got his out in Hawaii. So they're gonna be hid down in there, and his ass gonna get pulled right up out of there. And gonna go right into captivity. That's what's about to happen. So that's where we at. You got something?
Yeah.
You got it?
And real quick, because ultimately, we go to the book of Genesis chapter 4. It goes into the curses of Cain. And Cain came back as Esau, all right, in the whole nation of Edom.
Yep.
So let's start at Genesis 4. Let's start at verse 10. Read on down. Genesis 4 verse 10. And he said, "What hast thou done? The voice of thy brother blood cry unto me from the ground." All right, the elder making the point that Esau, Edom, is at a place of no return with all the bloodshed that he has done amongst our nation, right? "And now art thou cursed from the earth, which have opened her mouth to receive thy brother's blood from thy hand." All right, and Abel, which is the righteous, all right, ultimately, represents, us today, man. You're right. Speaks about what the nation of Israel. A lot of our people are what, be slaved by Esau, Edom. Okay.
Yep.
Continuing on, "When thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto thee her scrint. A fugitive and a vagabond shalt thou be in the earth." All right, and we go to that word vagabond. It means what? Like a wanderer.
Yep.
All right, and that's what Esau Edom is today, man, trying to escape his judgment. All right, escape his persecution. I believe you made a video about that today as well.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
"And Cain said unto the Yahweh, My punishment is greater than I can bear." Yep. And this applies to Esau, Edom today, man. All right, because Cain, which is, nothing but a wicked line, a wicked lineage. Okay. Behold, thou hast driven me out this day from the face of the earth, and from the face shall I be hid. And I shall be a fugitive and a vagabond in the earth, and it shall come to pass that everyone that findeth me shall slay me. All right, and all those curses that the Most High gave to Cain is going to come, man. All right, very, very soon. And Yahweh said unto him, therefore, whatsoever slayed Cain, vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold. All right, because ultimately now is not the time to be trying to, take down these, Edomites.
And that shows right there that the Most High has a hedge of protection around Esau to rule, to actually fulfill his will, to fulfill prophecy. Because if the Most High didn't have the angels actually keeping Esau in rule and power, then they would just be overtaken. Because by nature, Edomites are not the strongest but the weakest. So the Most High gave them the equalizer, which is that technology, right? The power, dealing with the gun. So dealing with the gun in general, that was Esau. He took the knowledge of the Moabites, going into the gunpowder and all that, and weaponized it with projectiles, and he created the gun, right? Also the missile. That's another one. That we see today. So ultimately, that technology and technology in general, Esau got the up on that. He's wiser than the children of light, because the Most High gave. So that shows that Esau. It says anybody trying to come take Esau, vengeance is going to come upon him, because the Most High held Esau intact for the end. Go ahead.
And the Yahweh set a mark upon Cain, lest any finding him should kill him. And that mark pretty much goes to what that leprosy. All right. That's pretty much it.
Beautiful.
The book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 10, and it reads, for thy violence against thy brother Jacob.
That going back to what the brother was speaking on, to back that up. Because what you did to Jacob, the Most High never forgot that. Go ahead.
Shame shall cover thee.
Now you're going to be ashamed. Go ahead.
Con, and thou shalt be cut off forever.
Matter of fact, let's keep reading Obadiah. Obadiah is a beautiful read. Such a short but beautiful book, man. I wish Obadiah had 20 chapters in it. I wish we. Obadiah got to the point.
He got to the point.
Yeah, like, look, the Most High, look, this is what it's going to be.
He didn't be around the bush.
This is what's coming to Esau. And they refuse to read this in churches. They refuse to go into. I mean, I never heard of. I don't even know if I heard about the book of Obadiah when I was in church. Only if I heard. If I did, it was by accident. Somebody, or they might have said something, but they was never going in. Because Obadiah is nothing but judgment on Esau's acts. Then what make one think? I can remember being a Christian back in the day, 15 years ago, staunch, 20 years ago, and I can remember, definitely 20 years ago. I can remember, supposedly like the Moabite last night. Reading. I can remember reading Revelation like, man, Babylon, man, that place is a terrible place. Not knowing it, shit, you in Babylon.
Yeah, Babylon.
That was the thing that got me when I learned. I was like, damn, I used to read about that. Like, this is a terrible place. It's filthy. You just read. You don't know what you read. Then you realize when the Most High get you out the hocus pocus, he snap you out of it. Like, damn, I'm in Babylon. We in the belly of the beast. The brother Kaya he's up in not Memphis. What's the other city? Nashville. That brother, he always, every one of his lessons he has, the title is In the Belly of the Beast. He always say that on this time, because that's where you're at. It's the reality. Damn, I'm in Babylon. I'm actually in Babylon. That was written to be destroyed. This place is going to be completely microwave. So it's like, damn, man. Wow, that's something. It's the craziest thing. You got it,
Gone. Book of Obadiah, verse 11, and it reads, and the day that thou stoodest on the other side, and the day that the strangers carried away captive his forces, and foreigners entered into his gates and cast lots upon Jerusalem.
See, those are all the nations what we were talking about. They cast. Give me Ezekiel 36. We'll touch on that when we get out of here. Ezekiel 36. We'll start from the top. Go ahead.
Even thou wast as one of them, but thou shouldest not have looked on the day of thy brother, and the day of that became a stranger. Neither shouldest thou have rejoiced over the children of Judah.
See, the Most High said, I got to get you. Because not only was you winning, were you complicit, but you rejoiced over it. So it's one thing. It's like to see somebody fall, and then you be like, damn, you know what? And that person, like humility. Damn, it's something that happened. Then another thing to be gloat. Yeah, nigga, this nigga got it. It's sort of like that, right? It's like they gloated about it. The Most High said, read that again. See, all the details is there. The Most High let you know, not only were you with them that was destroying my people, you actually was rejoicing. You was happy. You was like, hell yeah, you celebrated. You did a toast to Israel falling. You see? You took y'all celebrated it.
Yep.
John.
It was like a holiday for you damn devils. Right? Go ahead.
The book of Obadiah, verse 11, and it's like verse 12, and it reads, "But thou shouldst not have looked on the day of thy brother in the day that they became a stranger, neither should have thou rejoiced over the children of Judah in the day of their destruction.
Right?
Neither should thou have spoken proudly in the day of distress."
Yeah, because it tells you also in the book of Psalms.
I got that here.
You got it?
Yeah, I got it right here.
Oh, you got 137. That's
Yeah.
one. We'll get the other one too.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, hold that. Gotta bring that. That's a hot one. Yep.
Yeah, this is the book of Psalms 137. I'm grabbing the NLT. And it reads, "O Yahweh, remember what the Edomites did on the day the armies of Babylon captured Jerusalem. Destroy it," they yelled, "level it to the ground." KJV, Psalm 137, verse 7. "Remember, O Yahweh, the children of Edom in the day Jerusalem, who said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof." So pretty much it was what in a happy state, right, of the downfall of our nation, man.
Yep. And that's also found here in the book of Psalm 137 highlights when that happened here in Psalm the 78th or 79th chapter. Psalm 70, it might be 78. Let me see. It highlights that in Psalm 79, right? This is Psalm 79 and 1. It says, "A cry to God after the destruction of Jerusalem." It says, "O God, the heathen are come into thine inheritance. Thy holy temple have they defiled. They have laid Jerusalem on heaps." The brother said, race it, even to the foundation, right?
Yep.
"The dead bodies of thy servants have they given to be meat unto the fowls." They gave our people's dead bodies. They didn't even put them in graves. They let the actual animals, the birds, just eat our dead bodies. It says, "Of heaven, the flesh of thy saints unto the beasts of the earth, their blood have they shed like water round about Jerusalem, and there was none to bury them. We are become a reproach to our neighbors, a scorn and derision to them that are round about us. How long, Adonai Yahweh, wilt thou be angry forever? Shall thy jealousy burn like fire? Pour out thy wrath upon the heathen that have not known thee, and upon the kingdoms that have not called upon thy name. For they have devoured Jacob," which is what we read about in Obadiah, "and laid waste his dwelling places. Oh, remember not against us former iniquities. Let thy tender mercy speedily prevent us, for we are brought very low." So our people are brought very low. So Esau was always rejoicing over our fall, right? In Psalm 137, talking about Babylonians, right? During that time. So they were rejoicing when we were taken out by the Babylonians. Yeah, hell yeah. They was happy. They was celebrating. Go ahead.
Down in the book of Obadiah, chapter 13, and it reads, "Thou shouldst not have entered to the gates of my people in the day of their calamity. Yea, they should have not looked in their affliction in the day of their calamity, nor have laid hands on the substance in the day of their calamity. Neither shouldst thou have stood at the crossway to cut off those that did escape. Neither shouldst thou have delivered up those that did remain in the day of distress. For the day of Adonai Yahweh is near upon all the heathen."
So that proves to you right there when the Lord said even those that escaped, they were done away with in the crossway. Well, that would be today what's known as a refugee, right? So if you're fleeing persecution, if you're fleeing your land is being destroyed, typically the non-combatants, which would be the non-soldiers, the men, the women and children or whatever, they would be able to leave.
Right.
And some men in certain cases or whatever, young men, they're going to be able to leave, right? So when they leave, they would flee to another land. Like what happened with the Palestinians just recently,
Yep.
when Esau over there, when the Israel was bombing the hell out there in Gaza, they went into Egypt and wherever they could go. Just like I did the video about today,
Yeah.
about those
South Africa.
those South Africans, those Edomites over there that had no business being over there, but they colonized it. Now the Hamites over there is like, get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
You know, now some of them are Jakes, of course, but told them, "Hey, get the hell up out of here." So now they're being treated as refugees. Trump has said, "All right, you're fleeing, you're seeking for refuge, which is safety and protection, because you're going through hardship,
Right.
war, things like that. It could be family, it could be different reasons. So now come here." Well, they didn't do that. It says when they was going away in the way, and it was getting cut off. The residue of the people that was coming in, they was like, "Nah, fuck me, I'm about to help you." They was help put them to death. Go ahead.
God, for the day of Adonai Yahweh is near upon all the heathen.
Yep.
As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee.
So you got to always remember that. The day of the Lord is about Yahweh Shah making it right by getting all the heathen. But Esau is just going to get it the worst. But all the heathen about to get it. Go ahead.
God, thy reward shall return upon thine own head.
Yep. Go ahead.
For as ye have drunk upon my holy mountain,
Yep.
so shall all the heathen drink continually.
Yep. So
Yet-
it says, as you drunk upon a holy mountain, when you drink something, you consume it. You consume my people, the holy people, the righteous people. So now you got to be consumed. You got to be now you're gonna be devoured. Go ahead.
God, continually, yea, they shall drink, and they shall swallow down, they shall be as though they had not been.
It's gonna be like the Edomites never was here. Go ahead. Now this is gonna prove it.
The book of Obadiah, verse 17, and it reads, but upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance, and there shall be holiness, and the house of Jacob shall possess their possessions.
We're gonna possess. We was talking about that a little bit earlier. We got here. We're gonna possess our possessions. That's slavery in the kingdom of heaven. Isaiah 14. Slavery is coming in the kingdom of heaven, which is gonna be right here on the earth, and they're gonna be floating in the sky, like in the movie Interstellar. They created these big. They had this idea that the earth was gonna get so messed up that they was gonna create these little. They was trying to go to different planets. They couldn't. They put these big ass, I don't know, these big bubbles in the sky. There was like many cities and people were staying in the bubbles up in the, because the earth was all fucked up.
Yeah.
That was,
Yeah.
but see, it's not gonna be like that. It's gonna be right here on earth. It's just gonna be renewed in righteousness.
Right.
Right? People think, oh, the kingdom of heaven. No, it's talking about right here. Go ahead.
God,
Hey, 144. Hey, they call Lord Yahweh Shah Shah. Beautiful.
God. The book of Obadiah, chapter 18, and the house of Jacob shall be a fire, house of Joseph a flame,
Yep.
and the house of Esau for stubble.
Meaning you're gonna be completely destroyed. You're gonna be stubble, right?
And they shall kindle in them and devour them. And there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau.
Ain't gonna be none remaining. This is why they don't want to read that.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of people that try to come against the Israelite, the movement of righteousness. They don't like to deal with that. Vocab alone, people don't like to deal. Oh, well, the Edomites were, no. You can't say the Edomites was done away. You can't show me nowhere in history where you can prove it with secular history or any other history that the Edomites were done away, but you can't do that. Ecclesiastes 4:16 says there's no end to all the people. We're going to go with the Most High say, right? Because we know it's true. You can't get Esau out of this ass whooping. And when you see Edomites like that, it's probably because he truly is a Edomite.
He's Edomite.
The idea that his people going to be eradicated, that don't sit well.
No.
Shit, if we was Edomites, it would probably do something else. Like, damn. Like we'd be like, no, that ain't fair, man.
You know, and right before camp, I'm not. I was gonna say like right before camp, you know, the brother was dealing with another. He from like, but then he saw how he saw like pretty much standoffish. It was red.
Yeah.
Already cut.
His buddy was just
You know
sitting there.
what
Like,
I'm
yeah.
Yeah.
He was like, I know this ain't for me. You know, he came over and got saw. I was like, yeah, this is like my kind of party. You know, he saw me in that spirit, like,
Got
yeah,
redder,
yeah. He kind of looking to see what's going on, like, yeah. Because I've heard times when Edomites will come too, and they're looking at the chart and be like, where am I at? Like, yeah, hey, you kind of go like this, you know, with the Jordan.
Yeah, with
You
Jordan.
know, it's like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you're not there.
Not there, bro.
You're not there. You're gonna be in slavery though. We can show you where you're gonna be, bro. If you're looking for it, you're going into captivity.
Yeah.
And then that really don't sit right, because then they get infuriated and they get angry, and then
Yes.
now it's like their rage is at Esau naturally, which is like, I hate this motherfucker.
I hate him.
I hate you, man. Because then you realize, yeah, look what you did to us. You got to pay for it. It's something in mind that start making them go, yeah, that was wrong, and da-da-da. Then it's like, no. This is what got to happen for what you did to us, what your people did, and what you really did too. You was back here in the day when niggas was, you know, getting all kind of shit done to you. You was back here in your past, rejoicing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you was happy.
Yeah.
You was reaping the benefit. You was cool with it.
Yeah.
Shit, that's all you knew to do. You see? You got to knock out.
God, the book of Obadiah, chapter. No, I'm kidding.
Should be at verse 18? Yep.
Verse 18, God. We're gonna start from the top. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble.
Yep.
They shall kindle with them, and devour them, and they shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau. For
Esau gonna be completely eradicated. Can't nobody take that and change that prophecy in the Bible.
God.
Esau's gonna be completely eradicated. Go ahead.
when Yahweh has spoken it, and they of the south shall possess the mount of Esau, they of the plain of the Philistines They shall possess the fields of Ephraim, and the fields of Samaria, and the Benjamin shall possess Gilead. This is the book of Obadiah, verse 20. In the captivity of the host, the children of Yasharallah shall possess of the Canaanites, even unto the Zareph, Zareph, and captivity of Jerusalem, which is in the Sepharad, shall possess the city of the south, and saviors shall come up on Mount Zion.
Saviors are going to come up on Mount Zion, so those saviors underneath Yahweh Shai will be starting with the 144,000.
God.
They're saviors. Go ahead.
To judge the mount of Esau and the kingdom of Ha'adawah Yahweh.
To judge Esau's ass, and that's going to establish the kingdom of Ha'adawah Yahweh. Give me Isaiah 2:1. That's going to establish the kingdom when we get out of here. That's how the kingdom is going to be established, is in righteousness. So those saviors have been raised up, and they're going to be underneath Yahweh Shai. And those are going to be the rulers and the governors. They're going to be over towns. Some are going to be over different possessions, things in the world. Some are going to be over different affairs, certain resources. The men of the Lord, you're going to have different men of the Lord in different places. It's going to be, although the headquarters is going to be in Jerusalem, you're going to have our people over the judicial affairs. They're going to be the judges of the earth. They're going to be over all the affairs, actually. They're going to be judging all matters, making sure everything is perfect. And it's going to take 1,000 years for it to get back to perfection. That's why in Revelation 20, it talks about 2,000-year periods. It talks about two different ones. So you're going to have the 1,000 years up to the point where Esau is going to get eradicated. He's going to eventually be gone. And then you're going to have forever starting thereafter. You know, so that it's going to take 1,000 years for that to be accomplished, for the earth to be back in perfection. Because even how we see it now, we can't even fathom what the earth is really going to look like.
No.
It's like it's like Noah and his family when they went into the ark.
Yeah.
Shit, when the animals came back out too, I'm pretty sure they was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They was looking around, probably looking around like, damn, it was a whole different habitat. The whole earth had changed. You know what I'm saying? So there you go again. So what's going to happen is the earth is going to be different. So it's going to take that long for it to be perfect, for the air to be sweet, and everything, for the earth to be sweet. You go around most places like piss, you walk, I stepped in some shit, anything. It's going to be order. You ain't going to be stepping in no shit in the kingdom. Everything going to be orderly and done right. The air going to be fresh. You know what I'm saying? The women are going to be righteous.
Yes.
They ain't going to be slutted out. You know? They ain't going to be thoughts.
Nah.
They ain't going to be none of that. Everything, the water you drink, the life you live, everything is going to be in harmony. Right now, everything's not in harmony. Everything really is upside down.
Yeah.
It's so out of whack that you can't even fathom what that would be like. You see, it's like our minds can't really get in tune with that because it's like, you know, it's not something that's real. What we see around us is like, damn, we can't imagine that. You know what I'm saying? Like, could you imagine how it was back in the garden, in Eden, in paradise, when the earth was a paradise? When it didn't got the rain? Yeah. That means the earth was on autopilot. You see what I'm saying? Most High had it just, it wasn't no need for that.
Yeah.
Everything was abundant. It took two men to carry a cluster of grapes in the book of Numbers. Yeah. A cluster of grapes, you can eat a cluster of grapes like they so damn little, like a little dime. Yeah. You know, eat them. You know, like shit, you ate one. I'm pretty sure you ate a grape. You're probably like, man, I feel pretty good. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, much more a cluster.
Yeah.
You got it, okay.
God, the book of Isaiah, chapter 2, verse 1, and it reads, the word of Isaiah, the son of Amoz, saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem. And shall come to pass in the last days that the mountains of Yahweh's house shall be established in the top of the mountains.
Yep.
And shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow unto it.
Everybody about to flow under the vibration of Jacob in righteousness. Everybody about to flow unto, meaning be joined unto Jacob in righteousness. And they're going to keep the ways, the righteous ways. Then nobody going to be serving no other gods in the kingdom. They're going to be serving Yahweh, even though he's going to be the God. And then we're going to show them how to serve Yahweh as our servants. We're going to show them how to serve Yahweh. We're going to show them the right way. That's what we're going to be teaching the nations, making sure that people are in order. Go ahead.
God. And many people shall go and say, come ye, let us go up to the mountain of Yahweh.
Yeah, let's go up into the holy people of Israel.
God, to the house of the power of Jacob. He will teach us of his ways.
Then they're going to tell us the right way. And how should we deal with the land? How are we going to deal with the minerals and the resources? And how much of certain things you might have in certain land silk or gold or silver or certain precious stuff. How much of that do y'all want? How abundantly do you want?
Con.
Go ahead.
If you will walk in his paths, for out of Zion shall go forth the law, the word of out of Yahweh from Jerusalem.
That's what's not going forth in the earth right now. Why it's jacked up? Give me Isaiah 24, start at 3. That's what's going on, not going on now, which the Most High said, this is why the land will be in mourning. This is why, you know, when I was speaking about it earlier, Micah 2 and 10. You know, it's polluted. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. This is why. The reason why is because you're not actually doing what the Most High said to do in the earth. So you can't only do that for so long before now the earth don't actually work the way it's supposed to work. It don't do what it's supposed to do. You see what I'm saying? You can't do, it's like putting diesel fluid into a car that only take regular gas.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The car will be like, what the fuck is going on? It's gonna start shaking and
Stalling
moving.
out and shit.
Yeah. Like I remember when I had to have my Mercedes, when I would put, you know, by mistake, I remember once or twice I probably put some other gas in it, and it wasn't even driving right. It was used to 93 previous.
Yeah,
It's like, yo, you some 87 here, bro? This shit ain't got enough juice in it for me. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta eat, I need more. It's the same concept. You see?
Yeah, Isaiah 24 verse 3.
Yep.
The land shall be utterly empty
Yep.
and utterly spoiled, for Yahweh has spoken this word.
Yep.
Want any more?
Yep.
The earth mourning and faded away.
This earth is mourning right now, and it gotta go. It's fading away.
Con.
It's fading away. So it's mourning, and it's fading away. The mourning ain't just gonna be mourning continuously. It's gotta fade away, right? All this stuff going on economically and in the world, and with the nations and World War III and all that right there shows that the earth is mourning, and it's about to fade away. Go ahead.
Yep. The world languisheth and faded away. The hardy people of the earth do languish.
Yet the heart of the people of the earth are languishing, right? They become weak. Everything has become weakened. Once again, at Micah 2 and 10.
Yep.
Everything is polluted. Go ahead.
The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof.
And who's ruling the earth? Esau.
Esau.
Job 9 and 24. Get Job 9 and 24 real quick and you break it down. Now read that again, Malak, and the brother gonna break it down. Let's go bring it all together. Go ahead.
The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof.
Keep quoting Micah 2 and 10. Arise ye and depart, this is not your rest. It's defiled under the inhabitants thereof. Go ahead.
Because they have transgressed the laws.
Because they have done what?
Transgressed the laws.
They ain't following what the Most High said. Go ahead.
Changed the ordinance.
They changed the order of what the Most High said is right.
Right.
Now you ain't gonna keep the land Sabbath because Esau will come up with, I don't think we need to do that. I don't think we need to have a time where the land need to rest for a certain amount of period of time and then come back and use it. I don't think you need to do that. And then they do it, and then all of a sudden shit can't grow no more. You wondering why, right? Because you a demon. Go ahead.
Broken the everlasting covenant.
You've broken every righteous covenant and the major covenant, but you ain't keeping God's law. You got to occupy it.
The book of Job, chapter 9, verse 24, and it reads, the earth is given unto the hand of the wicked. This is that we going back what we talked about earlier, how Shaitan roams this earth. Shaitan, what it means to be a devil, means to be a deceiver. Esau is a deceiver, he's a devil. He rules this earth, right? He covers the faces of the judges thereof, if not, where, who is he? If you couldn't tell that Esau was the wicked of the world just by how they act, you can see that if we looked at the judges, you can see that they're white. It proves right there. They covers the faces of the judges thereof, if not, where, who is he? It's Esau, man. The world is in the hand of Esau, the wicked, and he covers our judges, and that's why we got white man Jesus.
That's right.
Yep. That's why I was talking about earlier. All the patriarchs, all the righteous men in the scriptures are all Edomites.
Yep.
How? Brother was showing it earlier. How's the damn Egyptians Edomites too?
Yeah.
So you mean to tell me the Egyptians are Edomites, the Israelites are Edomites? Everybody is an Edomite.
I'll be honest. Edomites say funny. You ever realize we get a movie and they cast a black person? It's an uproar.
Yeah.
They go back to this.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they go back to this.
Yeah, actually, in the spirit, you're right.
Yeah, you're right.
You're right.
Yeah.
It'd be like, oh, they have an issue with that.
Yeah.
I don't think that would be
historically
accurate. You know, they come with all this bullshit.
Yeah.
Well, they damn sure wasn't historically accurate in the 50s and 60s. You know, what y'all got going on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Come on, man. So the earth is actually coming up against Esau. Let's show one more reason why. Give me Revelation. We're almost out of here. You need Brother Scott. Revelation 11 and 18. Your brothers here at the water. So your brothers' kind words, man. Brother Thomas Ben Israel Ban Yasha'Allah. He said, Shalom, family. And may the angels watch over you, brothers, while you're bringing out this truth. Hey, the water, brother, we pray that the angels are, in fact, watching over us each and every time we're out here, and each and every time you believers are in the world, whatever you may be doing, work, family, driving, on the plane, visiting, whatever you got going on, man. We pray the Most High is with you, brothers, as well. That's right. Brother Hananya said, he said, your pa can't wait, hasten. He can't wait to come. See, man, that's the only thing left, man. There's nothing else that's left. There's nothing else left here. All this is really kind of going through the motions here in the world. Yeah. We doing this truth, put our heart into it. Because really, in the world, we just got to do what you got to do. That's all it really is.
That's all it is, man.
When you make sense of it. You know what I'm saying? It's like running on a fucking hamster wheel. Yeah. All of it is really for you to just continue to stay in the same place. You know? And we thank the Most High Yahweh Shem Yahshua for any blessings. But ultimately, all this is here is not for us to really put too much into it. Put too much of our heart into it. To try to be like invested in that. We got to invest in the truth to get those, to reap those benefits of storing our treasures in heaven. That's what we got. We got to invest in the truth. You got to act out.
The book of Revelation, chapter 11, verse 18, and it reads, and the nations were angry, and their wrath is come. In the time of the dead, they should be judged. Thou shouldst give reward unto the servants, the prophets.
The servants are the prophets. They're going to get their reward. Right?
God. And to the saints.
And to the believers.
And them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth.
Yeah, there you go. So the Most High is going to destroy them that destroy the earth. That's a prophecy. And Esau, we just read, Job 9:24, the earth was given to the head of the wicked. If it ain't him, then who is it? To show us.
Right.
They go and show us and say, okay, well, according to the scripture, see, that's wrong. And every now and again, some bugged out dude will come on and be like, well, Esau ain't even really the white man. Now that's what one body, formerly used to be known as one body Yahweh. Now, they don't even teach on the highways and the hedges no more. Highways, you know, into the streets. Yeah. And they only got all these new doctrines, and one of them is that the Esau really ain't the so-called white man. Now all of a sudden, they can go and omit and change history.
I always got some new, I got some new bullshit.
Yeah.
And like, real quick, and like, whoever says that Esau is done away with, when did Yahweh Shai come, as it says in the book of Isaiah 63?
Yep.
You know, with Basra.
Yep, it never happened.
Like, so when was that?
Never happened. And he says Edom directly.
Yeah.
He said he's coming to the land of, he's coming to the Idumeans, Greek for Edom. He's coming. So you can't, that would, see, all these gems are in the Bible to where no one, I believe, that's why you believe it was in Scripture said it. That's why you believe it was in Scripture said it. And that's what we're here for, to learn and understand, right, and have that enlightenment and say, no, but see, the Scripture said this. Okay, but da-da-da-da. The guy that was, when I came out here last, on, I think it was on Friday. It was on Friday. He stood here, you brothers that was on the live, remember, we actually ended up engaging for about 10 minutes, and then he started getting mad. And as the brother Danyala put on there, yeah, that guy, he was grieved by the word. He was grieved. No, it's grieved. He said, grieved by the law. Okay. The guy was, and the Bible tells you in 1 John 5 that the law ain't supposed to be grievous unto you. He was grieved by the law. Israelite, hair all the way down here, long dreads. Yeah. We didn't get to that, but they talking about when he's talking about the Holy Spirit and all of this. But damn, the Holy Spirit didn't tell you that you ain't supposed to, a man supposed to have long hair like a woman, all the way down to his butt. Ain't no wrong with having hair, but not like a woman hanging all the way down your back and all of that. You know what I'm saying? Like that, it says nature. Nature tell you that that's not right. So, come on, man. Like, but Jay couldn't receive it. And why couldn't Jay receive it? Because our people are destroyed and they already got in their mind. He's like, man, you don't see, you Israelites, man, see, that's what I don't like about you. Well, you just had a vendetta with the Israelites. And that's no problem because you're an Israelite too. You say you Israelites, you don't even know that you're speaking about yourself. Yeah. You just haven't accepted that you are.
Going in the mind.
That don't mean that you're not. You just haven't accepted. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? It's like a nigga thinking he a woman, but he a man. Nigga, you just haven't accepted the truth. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, you a man, bro. Yeah. Come on, bro.
You know, in Rightful Camp, I was telling a story to the Akim of how, like 7 years ago, I was brand new to the truth, right? And I was in an Uber, and I was, you know, new, and I told the Uber driver, it's a Jake, but the dude wanted to fight.
Right.
I'm tired of you Israelites.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He wanted to like fight a nigga I'm paying to take me to my, location.
Nigga, just take me to the damn airport.
Come on, bro. Let's get to the airport.
Just take me to the airport. You fuck around and not get a tip, nigga.
Crazy.
What's wrong with you? Take me to the damn airport.
He didn't get 5 stars or nothing.
Yeah, he didn't get none of that. What's wrong with you, bro? You see what I'm saying? But that's what it is. What's wrong with you, cuss? You know what I'm saying? What's going on?
What's going on with you, bro?
West Coast.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, so with that, yeah, you know, we're gonna close it out. Shalom to all you Malakim. And we're gonna face the east. We're gonna give all praises and glory unto Yahweh.
Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash.
On this beat to the elect elders of the nation of Israel that do labor and teach the truth with all truth and in sincerity. Shalom to all you Akim on the highway in Hedges, making your body a living sacrifice according to Romans 12 and verse 1. Shalom to sincere believers, which consist of men and women. Shalom, Brakatham, and as always, a ball, DTA, man. Shalom,
Hey,
shalom,
waffle out the
peace.
ball, but waffle out the ball. Shalom.
Hey, shalom to the brother, beloved brother Yawan Than. Shalom, Ak. Hey, shalom to the brother GMS Memphis, Nabah. Shalom, Malak. Shalom. Shalom to big bro Ariel. Shalom to the brother Kabashana. Shalom to Wab Layula. Tell you, Jim.